that was just like fans speculating a particular quote and then like picking that apart and then sort of turning it into something it wasn't.
And I pin him down and start slitting his throat. And Ben's like, no, it's me. It's me.
And that game has some of the best gameplay I've experienced. But the thing is, you're shooting hot dogs.
All right, guys, welcome back to the Late Speaks podcast, rated 5 stars on Zune. I'm Daniel, joined today by Kyle.
Hello.
Benson.
Howdy.
And Tom. Benson, you had something you want to say about Blizzard?
All right. So basically, Blizzard, owning Hearthstone, right, had a competition. And one of the pro players named Chung or Blitz Chung, okay, was removed from the tournament by Blizzard because he I forgot I don't know the exact things he was talking about, but he basically was pro Hong Kong, like independence or whatever.
With all the protests and that.
Yeah.
And something along the lines of stand with Hong Kong was said. And so he was banned and they took away his prize money. He's banned from competitive for a year, I believe.
Yeah.
What?
And the casters were fired too. So
what was the prize money?
I don't think they did anything.
Jeez,
that allowed
that's
him to
messed up.
speak. I don't know.
Yeah, they should have fucking jumped on him and just pinned him down.
So what was the amount of prize money that was taken from him?
Oh fuck! I'll have a look. I know it was a reasonable amount.
But yeah, so Blizzard has just sort of doubled down on this fucking situation, and everyone on the internet fucking hates them as a result of it, obviously.
Yeah.
They're just being cunts about like free speech and literal like freedom in China.
They have a plaque at one of their headquarters that says something like "Freedom for All" or some bullshit. Even though, so I don't know.
Yeah, I did see something on Reddit about I think it was like the CEO or like the founder of Epic Games basically being like, we're not going to do that. Like, I don't think he sort of mentioned it directly, but someone like asked him a question on Reddit, on Twitter, and he was like, yeah, we'll, we support freedom of speech. We're not going to take any action against that kind of thing. It's like, good on him. Like, not that that's like a big thing, but like, it's good that not every company is sort of taking that approach that Blizzard did. Yeah,
it's he says that, but like, I don't know, if it came down to it, I think it's a 40% share of Epic Games is owned by Tencent, which owns
that was brought up in it. Yeah,
Tencent owns like so much.
They own like everything.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Like PUBG, they own at least somewhat. They own obviously Epic Games, which owns Fortnite. They own Ring of Elysium, which was another battle royale that some of us played back in the day. They own a ton of mobile games as well and stuff. It's like a mega company. So what does Tencent do for Epic Games and Fortnite for them to agree to take that amount of ownership for it? Own them.
Yes, own them.
Oh,
just give them a shitload of money.
Oh, no, money. Okay,
no, they literally, it belongs to them.
Yeah.
But what are they getting back from it? Like, what's Epic
Nothing,
Games?
They own them.
Own a share of the company.
So okay, right.
What do you give to like your phone? You just own it.
Right. Okay. I was thinking like they were bought by a separate company kind of thing. That's what I was thinking. They might have been, but in which case they would have got a bunch of money. Okay. Yeah. That is how buying something works. Yeah, you can exchange money for goods and services. I learned that one in high school. I learned that from The Simpsons.
So yeah, after Blizzard doing that, everyone lost their shit on Reddit. A lot of people have stopped subscriptions for World of Warcraft and stuff like that. And some employees are walking out in protest.
Oh wow!
And also, one of the Overwatch heroes has become a Hong Kong protest symbol.
In like May or something.
Yeah,
yeah.
So it's just turned into a clusterfuck, and Blizzard is assessing on how to proceed, basically.
That's weird. I don't think they'll continue to double down, especially since employees and that are leaving. Like,
no, they don't care.
You never know.
Huh.
I mean,
No,
they're
I'm pretty
like,
sure they won't do anything.
I think they'd probably rather secure their billions
Yeah.
than
Their image.
have to, they can just rehire these employees and so on.
But I mean, people are just going to forget in a month, and no one's going to care.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
every
and all
other
these people will
fucking
be like, "Damn, I cancelled my subscription. Now I lose all my shit that I had." It's like, well, good job.
Well, actually,
And then they're just gonna buy it again.
I mean, you can't play the game, but your characters save permanently on World of Warcraft. So
Yeah,
if you
but you never
ever,
know. Daily login bullshit. I don't know. Some mobile game bullshit.
also some people, you know how Blizzard was going to make a new Diablo, right? And it was for mobile, and most like the biggest mobile game market is China. Many people believe that this was like coming beforehand, like this. They are pandering to China more.
Ah, because they know
Okay.
it's about to be their biggest market for a new
Yeah,
game.
Right.
so it's great.
Are you familiar with which games Blizzard makes, Kyle?
Sort of. If you like give me a list, like if you sort of give me a rundown of their games,
So
I'll be
they
like,
make
oh yeah,
quite a
that's
few
right.
popular games. They make the Diablo series. They make World of Warcraft. They make Hearthstone, which is related to World of Warcraft.
Overwatch
They
as
make
well?
Overwatch.
Yeah, cool.
They previously, like, it was, I don't know if they're still related, but it was Blizzard Activision for a long time.
Yeah.
So they owned Destiny until recently, and obviously like COD and all that is related to Activision. I'll double check if Activision is an American company or a Chinese company.
I think Activision is American.
Oh wait, no, yeah, Blizzard's not Chinese, is it? They're just dealing with Chinese.
Yeah.
My bad. Yeah, it's pretty fucked all around. But their games are so popular, like we were saying, I feel like it's not gonna have any lasting effect, which is kind of a bad thing, but
Yeah.
because people are getting like someone got shot by Hong Kong police not too long ago. Like obviously there's riots and shit, and people get like beaten and stuff, but they actually like killed a civilian not very long ago.
Shit.
Yeah, and it's believed that was like on purpose because it will make the conflict escalating. So it'll make the protesters be a bit more violent, giving the Chinese government basically the right to use more force, which leads to military what do you call it?
Intervention.
Yes. So
Yeah, it's pretty messed up. It's like something from like a movie or something, like that a Bond villain is like setting up or some shit.
yeah,
But
it's like
I don't know if it's proved or not, but some some officers have been caught like in civilian clothes in the protests, like trying to incite like riots and stuff.
Yeah,
so that they can use force.
I think there's also reports of them hiring like gangs to attack protesters.
Jesus.
And I think there's even a recorded video or photo of someone higher up in the Chinese government having a handshake with a gang leader. So
nice.
So it just doesn't look really good in China's image. But the thing is, China has their hands in everything with how much they own, right? That no one really can do anything. I mean, people can, but the people in power don't because they want money, really.
Yeah, like
this Rode microphone I have is assembled in China. I just realized.
Much like basically everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're gonna Huawei's listening to us through these mics. But that's another thing. Like recently, like Huawei is Chinese company.
Yeah.
And they were banned in the US, but then not that long after, they were unbanned, like basically completely unbanned, because it was hurting American businesses and stuff because they all make their money through like China and stuff.
Yeah.
Like the companies can't really function very well without China. So you can't really, like, Epic Games is kind of alienating China with that comment that the CEO or whatever the guy was made about how they won't like back down on this like free speech stuff.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, realistically, that's a bad business decision, but it's like a good moral decision, I suppose.
Yeah.
And I found this. I don't know if it's true or not, but I mean, apparently China has been killing their prisoners to harvest organs for transplants. And
Nice.
most of the prisoners include like minorities, like Muslims and stuff like that, and religions they don't like. Well,
Nice.
China doesn't
Yeah,
like.
China's pretty fucked. Like,
Yeah.
realistically, like there's so many people there, but it's like I don't know, like they don't have the internet or anything like.
They have like a massive intranet.
Yeah, they have like alternate things. Like they have like their own version of YouTube, their own version of Twitter, and all this like just Chinese versions of stuff. It's so strange.
Where did the Tiananmen Square incident happen? Was that in China or
In Tiananmen Square.
Yeah, but where is Tiananmen Square?
Oh, yeah, I'm pretty sure that was China.
Yeah, because there's like the whole big thing about if you Google Tiananmen Square, like sort of when you're not in China, there's like the results of all like the tanks that are like lined up for kilometers and stuff. But then in in China, if you look up Tiananmen Square, it's just like beautiful shots of the street. Like that image is nowhere to be found in China.
Yeah.
Like they're censoring like all these stuff,
But the thing is, like China, I've played enough PUBG to know that Chinese people are still using the internet. Like they can still use like VPNs and stuff to like get through and all that. Like the amount of China number ones I've heard while I was in the plane in PUBG, like the people there, a lot of them, or like the not so poor people there, because obviously there's a bunch of people living in poverty and stuff. But like the like middle and higher class people, they still just like they know what's happening for the most part.
Yeah, but I feel like they don't have much of a choice in a way. If they do care, like there's not much an individual can do. And if you were to organize into groups, that just makes you a bigger target in the end for other bad things to happen.
Yeah, and like you can realize that it's messed up where you live, but you can't like that doesn't mean you can necessarily leave. Like you could literally get to the border and they're like, no, fuck you. If you like try and get through here, we'll fucking execute you.
Yeah. And it's obvious that China is not afraid to do that. I mean, they're literally harvesting organs from people. So in like concentration camps. So I don't know, like they are literally comparable to Hitler. And everyone's just like, oh, fucking, we'll blow them. Let's just blow China.
We'll blow them.
Blow.
Yeah, CEO of Blizzard is just like on his knees.
That it literally is that because everyone is just so up for getting some money, or they're too afraid for their image to be tarnished. Or something.
Because China is still technically communist, isn't it? Like they're obviously not properly communist, considering all the industry and stuff there. But they're still, I'm pretty sure they're still communist in like some way or other. Like it's hard to figure out because obviously it's not like old school communist Russia or anything, Soviet Union, but like, yeah, it's just a pretty fucked situation. But I mean, because of China, like I wouldn't have been able to buy some like $35 fake AirPods yesterday if it weren't for China. So
okay,
I'm doing pretty good off of it.
The Communist Party of China is the founding and ruling political party of the People's Republic of China.
The People's Republic. Very nice.
So yeah, basically it is communist.
Shit,
it's great.
I mean, we've started off on a.
I know. I love how we're gonna get like assassinated by Chinese spies or something now.
In other recent news, Microsoft has announced a new couple of phones, or a phone and a tablet, I believe, and some headphones. It's pretty fucking weird. I have to be honest. Have you guys seen the images here?
Yeah.
Yes. I'm looking at them now.
Yeah, it's for context, it looks like two iPad minis stuck together basically with a hinge in the middle.
Yeah.
Like, there's all the rage about like folding phones like Samsung and Huawei and all them trying to make folding phones. But then Microsoft's like, yeah, let's just make a really shitty folding tablet phone.
Tablet, yeah.
It reminds me of a DS.
Yeah. And like I don't understand, like phones these days, they're trying to make the bezels smaller and smaller.
Yeah.
But then on these, it just got these huge bezels at the top and bottom. Like, and it's not even like it's a folding phone, so it's because of the technology. They could have just made them smaller. I don't like, why would they like look at the size of it? Obviously you can fucking manage that.
Yeah. Oh,
And then you of course have I don't know what they're called, like Surface Buds or something. Uh, that's their solution to AirPods.
Like flat AirPods.
Yeah, it kind of looks like you've got like spaces in your ears almost,
they
like
remind
from
me
a
of like
distance.
like a nail just right into your head.
Yeah, it's so strange. Like, but they have more battery life than AirPods, so there's that.
Oh.
I find wireless headphones like really fucking dumb.
Yeah, it
And
depends on like I
That's what.
didn't like them, but weird example, but when I'm like washing the dishes, trying to listen to some music or a podcast or something,
mm,
I always get my fucking headphone cable caught on like the door handles of the cabinets, like below the
Same.
bench.
That's why you tuck it in. That's why I
I
like
just
wear a jumper or a shirt and then tuck it under, and then
I
it
don't know,
doesn't
man.
touch anything.
Yeah.
I
just
don't want to.
Go
I don't
back.
want a headphone cable on my like raw skin.
It's like the simplest fix, and unless you're like a fucking made of dust, then yeah.
I just put my phone next, or like not next to the sink, but like sort of next to me, and just put it on like loudspeaker. Like I
I don't
really
like
put
being a
headphones on.
cunt.
Yeah. I
and
can barely
interrupting
hear it
my
if I do
family with
that
music.
with the water running.
I hate
Um,
being an asshole, like playing my music out loud.
yeah,
I
basically,
don't
Carl,
really
you're a
care.
cunt.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to.
I've got no counter argument for that.
Oh fuck, that reminds me. The other day I was standing outside the shopping center near us.
Mm.
Won't say which one. Don't want to get doxxed.
Well, I don't
Yeah.
know either of you guys. So.
Well, it's one that we both frequent, Kyle.
I hate that
Uh,
one.
Yeah, that one, yeah.
Yeah, I was standing out the front there waiting for my fucking ride to show up. Makes it sound like I was getting like a Uber or a
Chauffeur.
limousine or something, but it was just probably my dad or something. But I'm waiting there, and these cunts drive by with the loudest fucking music playing I've ever heard. Like, it's hard to describe how loud it was. Like, they had their windows down, obviously, but they must have had aftermarket like speakers and subwoofers in the back and shit. Because
Yeah,
it was so fucking loud.
it's like vibrating your chest.
Yeah,
Like,
it literally was. And I was like, I don't know, probably like 20 meters away from them. And they're just driving through the parking lot. And then they park. And these like absolute deros get out. Like, I don't know. Like, I've noticed a lot of time deros wear like high vis jumpers and stuff. Like, I don't know if that's just a coincidence, but I
maybe
tend to
because
notice them.
like tradie work and stuff like that.
I guess. But
Yeah.
this guy did not look like he was a tradie. He was like
A meth
heroin
addict?
addict thin. Yeah.
Ah,
And then his fat girlfriend gets out. Not to, fat shame or
Not to
anything.
fat shame.
She was. And they walk in, they like jog into the center like quite quickly.
What
And
jog?
then I turn around in like 5 seconds and they just come back out, get in the car, put their music on and drive away.
oh,
So I don't know if they like planted a
Oh.
bomb or something, but like they were just in and out real quick and then they drove away with their like insanely loud music. But it just
That's
makes me think like, why would you
Mm.
do that? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like
it's
you know, it
just
damages your
so-
hearing.
Yeah, and you know it's
quickly.
gonna piss off everyone around
Yeah,
you.
it's
Like, unless that's
wildly
why they do it.
inconsiderate.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
But I can't imagine being so inconsiderate. Yeah.
Well, I don't think that links exactly to me. I just have like my
I think
phone
you are the
next to me. I
epitome
don't
of
have
That's
like
exactly what I think of you, Kyle.
I don't put it through
You've
like
got
the
aftermarket
loudspeakers.
speakers on your phone.
They are so loud that they actually like vibrate across the bench.
Yeah.
Just,
Actually,
like,
yeah. He can't put
shatter.
it on the same bench because it'll vibrate into the water while he's washing the dishes.
I'm washing the dishes and the sink's just like the scene in Jurassic Park where the water's rippling.
Yeah. Fucking hell.
Fucking hell.
While we're on the subject of tech news,
Mm.
before we get away from it, the PS5 was announced a couple days ago.
Oh yeah, I heard a little bit about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty bare bones for information.
Mm.
Dean's pretty excited, clearly, but I don't know. There wasn't that much to be excited about, in my opinion. It's just like, it will be better than the previous one. That's basically all the info we have, and I'd be quite concerned if it wasn't.
Yeah.
But a lot of people are speculating it'll have a higher price tag than the PS4 did at launch.
Yeah.
It's kind of a rip, but
I'd assume so, but yeah.
why?
Well, because if it's Wait, what do you mean? It'd have a higher
Not-
price tag than the
Not
PS4?
that the PS4 is currently, that the PS4 launched at.
What did the PS4 launch at?
In Australia, it was $549.
Okay. Well,
In
yeah,
the US, it was $400.
if it's better than the if it's better than the PS4, then I assume it'd be higher priced.
Yeah, but that would be, if that were how it worked, it would just be an exponential increase in price.
Yeah,
every
but
year.
it's like
Yeah.
as technology
'Cause,
gets
like-
better, it gets cheaper. That's the
Yeah.
thing. So
Like
as
the
years
PS3
go
was
by-
like $800 or $900 when it came out in Australia,
Jesus.
and
I
then the
think sort
PS4
of-
was $549.
I think sort of the most not accurate representation, but like sort of the representation that I think of is the iPhone constantly going up in price. So that's just how I assume every kind of major product does
Yeah,
that.
but that's just the brand. They can do that because they're Apple.
'Cause
Yeah,
they,
literally,
the
that's
image.
because they're Apple. Same with Samsung.
Yeah, that's why you buy the superior Oppo phone.
Yeah,
Which
no.
I don't know actually if it measures my conversations or not, but
Yeah, it's sending it back to China.
I think it might, because I've had instances where I know I haven't talked about anything, like searched it up, and I know I've talked about it, and then it comes up in my ads, and I'm like, okay,
that
that's
is
fucking
freaky, yeah.
sus. And
Yeah,
then,
Oppo.
Yeah.
Oppo is Chinese, headquartered in Dongguan, Guangdong. Just FYI.
yeah,
I'm not gonna laugh at that.
So it's definitely Chinese.
Cool.
I've also
Alright.
just double checked the launch price for the PS3 in Australia, right?
Mm.
PS3 with a 20 gigabyte hard drive,
20.
829 Australian dollars.
oh my god,
But if you splurge and you get a 60 gigabyte hard drive, 999 Australian dollars.
Jesus.
That's like
It's like
double.
double the price of the 500 gig PS4.
that's like
Okay.
nearly comparable to a like VR headset and like everything.
Yeah. It's that's pretty insane. I'm hoping the PS5 is not like that. But
Yeah.
like I'm budgeting for like 600 per new
600
console,
or-
basically.
Yeah.
But you know,
Has
that's
to
all,
have
by the way.
backwards
What's been-
compatibility.
Yeah,
for-
I think
for that price.
they've said it probably will, like Sony has. But
Have they been sort of teasing that for a long time, or is that sort of like just as a concept? Like, because I know sort of it's been kind of it's on like the Xbox store. There are a handful of backwards compatible games, but like I'm still sort of waiting for the day where the majority of games have become backwards compatible.
yeah, well, previously, long before this announcement of the PS5, they were talking about the next gen PlayStation. Like officially, PlayStation was talking about it.
Yeah,
And saying that it's
Mr.
probably going to be
PlayStation.
back. Yeah, Dr. PlayStation, the CEO and founder. They're talking about how it'll most likely have backwards compatibility with PS4 games,
That's
like
cool.
just natively, I guess.
Let's hope.
Yeah,
Because they might
I
say
hope that
that,
is the
and
case.
then 2 days later they're like, actually,
What we meant was you can buy the right to use them, $90
Yeah.
each.
You have to buy the
US.
license for the game.
Could buy
Yeah.
them again.
I'm looking at like PS5 images, right, just to see like what people have come up with, and some of them are just trash.
Yeah,
They're
there's
so, like,
one that.
futuristic.
Sorry, Tom.
They're like futuristic.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll send one in.
Alright.
Yeah.
That's
one I watched.
This is
What
real.
is that?
This
Yeah,
isn't.
there's like a patent. Patent for it.
No, isn't. This is the one that was the. This is like an actual dev kit they gave to devs.
Yeah.
It looks like binoculars.
Oh my god, it's
So
so,
this is real, but this isn't the final appearance of it.
So it's like a concept art.
yeah, but why?
I don't know. It's horrific.
I think
Wait,
It's got like a play, fast forward, pause button there.
so. It's like a Foxtel box.
Yeah. I suppose you remember when the Xbox One came out. That's what they wanted it to be,
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
like the one console. So yeah, actually, I don't know if the Xbox One X has a HDMI in like the original one did. I mean, I've got one literally on my desk, but I'm not going to check.
Yeah.
Can't be fucked. You mentioned VR headsets, Benson, just before.
Yep.
Have you heard of or seen the Oculus Quest?
No.
Oh.
It's like, I don't think it's that new, but it at the moment it's not that great because you don't hook it up to your computer. It just runs on its own. Like, so it runs at like mobile phone level, basically. but they're adding next year. You can hook it up to your computer. But why it's interesting is you don't need to put like base stations around your room for it to work. It just relies on the cameras on the thing, and it detects where your hands are and stuff, and like all the space around you. So it's kind of like all in one. And then they are adding next year real-time finger tracking with the cameras. So no controller or anything. It literally just tracks your fingers.
Sounds good, like in theory, but I feel like it's more reliable with the base stations because
well, from what I've seen, it works pretty well.
yeah,
The time you run into issues is if obviously if you're in a really small room and if someone else is in the room, it like fucks with it. It's weird.
okay.
Yeah, because it's trying to detect multiple things.
But yeah, just like the idea of like not having to use a controller and just like, you know what I mean?
Yeeting
Just
around.
like holding a gun basically. Just
Yeah.
putting your hand in that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. How would
It's
you
just
move
so
around
futuristic.
if you didn't have a controller?
Yeah, I
yeah.
guess like a hand gesture of some kind.
Mm.
Do like
Is it playing
an
an open
army,
field?
like, you know, like you point forward
Or you
twice to get them
salute
to
every
move.
time you want to move forward.
Yeah, you gotta salute.
Ugh,
Have to
fucking hell.
salute once for each step, each leg.
I mean, it also has no wires, which is not bad.
Yeah.
Mm,
Obviously not the greatest battery life. It's like 3 hours of play or something.
I
No.
don't think that's too bad.
I suppose because a lot of people get sick if
Yeah.
they play VR for too long. I
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
suppose you take it off and
Yeah.
charge it anyway.
I was lucky. I don't get any problems when I'm playing it.
I feel like I would. I've not tried it before, but I get
It-
like travel sickness.
Brock
Yeah.
Wright gets horrific car sickness, right?
Mm.
But
Mm.
he can have the VR for on. He's had it on for like 5 hours straight, and he's been fine.
Oh, maybe I would be fine then.
It just,
That
I
was-
think it just depends on the individual.
There was a
Yeah.
thing at I think it was Supernova at Australia. It was like a convention or something, and there was like a sort of VR setup, and it was basically like a roller coaster kind of VR thing. And I tested it and tried it on, and you could sort of like, it was kind of like a roller coaster, but it was like around a tube kind of thing. So you could like go for sort of 360 around the tube, and every time I turned like to go left around the tube, I would actually like physically turn. So I don't know how I'd go with like actually playing a game, but sort of with turning and twisting, that kind of like fucked with me a little bit because I was sort of like actually moving with the game. So I felt like I was going to fall out of the seat.
There are times where you forget like you're in the game and you might like fall over. That's why I like alternate between sitting down and standing up so I can relax and not fucking freak out every time I go near a wall or some bullshit like that. Yeah.
I do like watching like VR videos of people like swinging their arms and just like knocking shit over or like hitting a wall or something. Those are funny
Like
to
the
watch.
old like with the Wii, where you don't
Yeah.
yeah,
and it
Wii
just-
tennis, you throw it through the screen.
That's why I wear the straps as well, because I don't trust it.
So
I'm pretty happy with my VR setup. I mean,
Have
I've
you got Skyrim VR or Fallout?
I've got Fallout because I
Is it-
thought it's pretty good. It's definitely like you can tell the game's not designed for VR, but they've done a reasonably good job, I would say. Like there are other games that like with it also earlier going back to that getting motion sickness, it also depends a lot on the game. For example, Fallout is one of them where you might feel a bit sick if you have your settings just tweaked a little bit. But
Okay.
there's a lot of options to change. Like you can even change your the ratio of like your size to everyone else's size.
What the hell?
So you can literally make it so you are a titan of a man. You are a giant, and everyone is just puny mortals to you.
Do
It's
other
pretty
people
fun.
see you this way?
What's
mean,
that?
Wait, was this for VR chat?
No, this is for Fallout.
Oh, my bad. I thought you said VR chat. Like I thought you switched which game you're talking about, and I'm like,
Oh.
what? You're just gonna be a giant and all these? You know what I mean? You walk into a room in VR chat, it's just like a 50-foot tall man.
You literally can do that in VR chat.
Hey, man, VR chat seems like I don't know if I would get bored of it, but it looks pretty fun.
Oh, I
Just because
hate
there's so many stupid people in that kind of stuff.
yeah.
Like people, there's actually like this sounds not legit, but it genuinely is. Like, some people make money. They're like, "Oh, I'll PayPal me $20 and I'll give you a lap dance in VR chat."
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
And they're like, it's probably a man. They're like, "Oh no, I don't have a mic, but I am. But trust me, I'm a girl."
Yeah.
Damn,
So
I gotta try
it's just
that.
like an anime babe. It's like, how are you paying $20 for this?
I mean, you could just buy premium Pornhub and be happy with that.
Yeah, I mean, they got VR on there, I'm pretty sure.
They do.
I think they do, yeah.
I've not actually tried that. I have to admit I haven't
Sure.
tried. No, I would definitely say if I tried it.
Next week, Nathan comes with a review.
Yeah, but I definitely haven't. Oh, I
Is-
forgot about that.
Is there a game that's sort of like the when you get a VR you have to play it kind of thing? Because I feel like from what I've heard or what I've seen, there are some games that like don't really translate well to VR, and the ones that are made for VR are kind of like a bit too gimmicky in the way that it's made. So they're ones that's like
Some of
actually a good
them.
representation of it.
Like, there's a game called like Hot Dog something frag grenades or some whatever. But basically, it's a shooting range simulator for VR, right?
Mhm.
And that game has some of the best like gameplay I've experienced, like for using guns and that. Like everything's perfect. But the thing is, you're shooting hot dogs,
Yeah.
and I mean, it would have been maybe for censoring or maybe for younger people because
Probably, yeah.
because VR is a bit more realistic. And
Yeah.
you might feel like you're actually hurting people. I don't know, but it was very good. The actual gameplay, like I enjoyed it a lot. But yeah, it's very like it's probably the best example of gameplay, like actual using the guns, reloading everything. But they've put it in the wrong game, so it doesn't feel right.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, they kind of the way I have like sort of seen it, it's like the games that aren't made for VR have the most content for you to play because they're just
They're
longer.
the
and
actual games.
They're an actual game, yeah.
Yeah.
And then a lot of the made for VR games, not all of them, but a lot of them are like almost proof of concept like that. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's like a tech demo sort of thing, not
Yeah,
a real game.
Mm,
There's
that's why.
a popular game is Pavlov, which is like military shooter, and you can do like
Yeah.
TTT and all that jazz.
So it's like a Gmod
Yeah, that sort of thing.
shooter sort of thing. It's more. I know what it is. It's more like
Yeah.
military based, but yeah.
Yeah, it's like a Source game basically, but in VR.
Yeah, but like for example, Fallout. I think if you never played Fallout 4, you would be playing VR Fallout 4 for ages because of how awesome it is. But some of the problems it is because of being translated from a normal game to being a VR one was that, like, for example, you can't scope in. They had a thing in where you couldn't scope in the guns with scopes. They just didn't think about it.
So stupid. So what, you're trying to snipe? You got a no scope.
Yeah, and then they implemented a thing, right, where they're like, oh yeah, we'll make it work. And then they come back and they have a thing and you're like, oh cool, let's test it out. And you go to aim and it's still like a random scope on the gun that you can't see through. But then when you get close to your head with the controller, the whole screen goes black and it goes with a circle and a crosshair. And it's fucking weird, but it works.
Yeah,
right.
that's like you become a gun.
It literally, you're like your eyes just close and you are like gun vision.
In the scope.
Yeah, I feel like the translation from normal game to VR, I feel like I don't know this from experience, but I feel like Skyrim would make more sense because you're like swinging swords and stuff.
I
Whereas
think Skyrim's
shooting is
worse.
kind of like, really?
Yeah, I've heard Skyrim is worse. I think
That's so weird.
because they know it's Skyrim. So if someone said, "Oh yeah, we're gonna release Skyrim VR," everyone's gonna be like, "I will fucking buy that with my soul."
Right.
But the
Yeah,
thing
so
is,
overhyped.
they didn't have to put as much effort. Where
Okay.
Fallout VR is similar, but at the same time, I feel like it doesn't have as much popularity or different audience.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Skyrim fans are like fanatics.
From experience.
Yeah,
But I had the willpower to not buy another Skyrim copy
Hey,
because I have too much time on that game. I think if I played the VR, it would get boring in 2 minutes because I know everything. I
Yeah,
know what I'm
that's the
doing.
thing.
Right.
Like I'm not joking. Like I know every quest basically. I walk into a town and I'm like, okay, the most efficient way to do these quests are this, and I'm basically a speedrunner because that's how I play now.
Benson, you've got like 1,000 something hours in Skyrim.
I think I have nearly 1,000 hours on PC, and I know I spent at least 2,000 just on the Xbox.
So Benson is a bit of an addict, or he's recovered now, but back in the day, that's over. When did that come out? 8 years ago.
8 years ago, yeah.
Also, Benson, just real quick, is it your birthday today?
Yep.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize it was the 10th. I just glanced down at the calendar on my laptop. I don't have a laptop. On my monitor. And I was like, oh, shit. Yes. Happy 20th.
Yeah. Fucking another year. That's about it, really.
Sorry, that was a bit abrupt. But, I'll edit in some like
music or
party
something.
poppers and stuff.
Yeah.
And a cake.
Yeah, I want a cake. I want a cake.
Well, you can't eat it unless you want to take a bite out of your screen.
A digital cake.
All right, I'll send you.
I'm like eating it.
Buy a digital coat.
Me?
PUBG or some bullshit.
Oh, I've bought virtual clothes.
So I mean,
before I refrained from buying the coat though. This coat.
Why was
like
the Coke?
over $100 at the time. It's probably a bit cheaper now because PUBG is trash and no one likes it.
Yeah.
Except
actually, it actually looks good. Like, but we just can't play it. It just doesn't
basically PUBG is like unplayable in Australia and the Oceanic region, which is a bit of a rip.
I actually saw some recent gameplay of PUBG, and I really want to play the game, but I can't. I just cannot.
Yeah.
So.
I tried playing it not too long ago with Chris on the new snow map. Well, it's not new anymore, but it was new at the time.
Yeah.
And it was pretty fucked.
So yeah.
And we'd never be able to get a full squad together because Chris refuses to play Battle Royale anymore. He's like scarred for life.
I don't know. I still got that. I still want to play it, but I can't get into Fortnite. It just doesn't work.
Well, I wanted to try Ring of Elysium again the other day.
Yep.
But apparently that game's like in a worse state than PUBG even. It's like all hackers. And they got rid of the snow map, which was like the main appeal of that game, and like the snowboarding and all that stuff.
Yep.
So that game's just a mess as well. It's like Battle Royale is cursed, except for Fortnite.
Like they start up like in a beta, and they're like, oh, okay, there's some connectivity issues and stuff like that. And then when they get close to full release, they're like, oh, do you know what we should do? Fundamentally change the game and how it runs, just to see what would happen. And then they fuck up and go, oh, that, and they don't ever admit this, but they're fucked up. They just go, okay, now what are we going to do next?
It's like this now.
I know. Let's add more paid loot boxes.
Yeah,
that'll fix it.
That's basically how PUBG turned out as it is.
Yeah, same with Ring of Elysium now. There's tons of like anime skins and stuff. Not literal anime, but like anime styled stuff.
Yeah, from recovering weeb as I am, I just can't stand anime anymore.
I sometimes play as an anime girl in Fortnite. I'll be honest.
Just to fuck with people?
Anime schoolgirl. Sorry.
Okay.
Not even just an anime girl.
Damn.
So you
judge me
wish
as
to
you
cross dress.
Yeah,
that's what I see it as.
Not secretly. I'm currently cross dressing.
I just I can't play as females. I don't know why. I don't think it's like
because you're a sexy.
I mean,
I
just am a guy. So if I play as a female, it just doesn't feel right for me.
I don't know. I don't mind which one I play as, but if I'm going to be stuck playing as them for a long time, I choose to play as a male usually. I don't know. But if like my GTA character and my Red Dead Online character, they're male. But then in like a game like Fortnite, you can change skin every 5 seconds. So I just go with whatever I think looks cool.
Yeah,
And
I'll
I
usually
love
go with
making gay characters.
Of course.
if it's
I
like
don't know.
if
Benson,
it's like a create a character kind of thing, I'll make a male and sort of like I'll start off making it look like me, and then I'll go, oh, that's a cool hairstyle, and then just like completely fuck it up. But then if it's like you said with Fortnite, where you can change it kind of over and over again, I'm not fussed about which gender it is. But if it's like a create a character, I'll usually go with male.
I usually make mine like an ultra Chad, so nothing like me. But just like, the thickest beard, like fucking sick hair.
Steal all the
all the
girlfriends.
rest.
I love making like for example, Skyrim, like the super skinny dude who looks like the fucking no neck. I mean, like no chin boy, and he wields a 2-handed sword and just annihilates everyone with his
Likes
fucking strength.
The meth addict look.
Yeah, I mean, look at my GTA character.
Skooma addict. Yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh,
Benson's GTA character on the PlayStation was horrific, and then on the PC it was even worse. Actually, playing Red Dead Online with Chris and Benson, Chris and I were in, and Benson was struggling to connect because Red Dead Online's a bit shit. And we were just like murdering civilians and stuff, and I was like pinning people down and slitting their throats and stuff. And then someone degenerate with long hair covered in blood, like a shitty goatee. He's shirtless, but he's wearing overalls. Just runs out, and I'm like, oh, another NPC. And I pin him down and start slitting his throat. And Ben's like, no, it's me. And I was just like, what? He looked so shit. I thought he was an NPC.
And it was so, because I had so many difficulties. It's like, fuck yeah, I'm in the game. Guys, I'm coming over. And I see them just running around. I'm like, hey. And then Daniel gets with the knife out, and I'm like, oh shit. And he just fucking just tackles into the ground.
Yeah, what a classic moment. All right, Kyle, you wanted to have some spoiler-free talk on the Joker film, correct?
Yes, I did.
Oh, we saw this last week, but Benson was ill at the time, so sadly he paid for a ticket, but then he couldn't go.
Yeah, the great stomach flu attacked me, and
so we'll be doing a separate spoiler-filled episode.
Yes,
with all the boys minus Benson.
I'll be there. I don't give a shit.
Well, if you like.
I'm probably not going to see it. I can't be fucked.
It was pretty good, but it was, in my opinion, it was really good, but it was hard to watch. It was like unsettling and
like uncomfortable to watch.
Yeah, made me feel like gross.
Was it sort of like for example, a horror film, less about jump scares and a scary monster, more about like understanding like the human mind and how it can break down, and
basically that.
Also,
they're my favorite movies.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, well, we'll discuss it at length later on, but I'll just stop at like it was good at making you feel bad for him, but then also not like him.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think it sort of like, I don't know what the phrase is, but it towed the line. Like it was my computer just died. Okay, no, it's good. So yeah, it was good in the sense that it made you feel for him, but then you kind of it made you feel for him, but you were still aware that you shouldn't feel for him. So you're kind of like on that edge of not feeling for him sort of all the way. But also I just wanted to clarify, last week or last episode, I said that it's sort of, it was going to be like a 10 Cloverfield Lane kind of thing, where it's just like, it's a man, oh, by the way, he's Joker, but it's sort of, it very much feels like a Joker origin story rather than the Joker character kind of thrown onto this random thing. So just wanted to clarify.
Yeah, so it's less about like someone being insane who actually, like, in his insanity creates the Joker character, but it's more about like an actual Joker character, like a Joker in a universe with the rest of the lads.
Well, it's like the confusion was previously Kyle said it wasn't a film about the Joker originally.
Yeah,
and then they changed it to be about the Joker, but that wasn't the case, I don't think.
That was just like fans speculating a particular quote and then like picking that apart and then sort of turning it into something it wasn't. So that's sort of like...
So they assumed.
Yeah,
And
I feel like that was very
Yeah, it was because the filmmakers worded it a bit strangely, so people misunderstood. But basically, what Kyle was saying is, it's a film about a dude going mad, who is also the Joker. You know, it's not like he's going around robbing banks as the Joker, going like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? He's not got a truck that says laughter, but he's put an S at the front, like in The Dark Knight. He's not like the clown prince of crime, but he is the Joker.
Yeah, it's sort of, it's kind of like sort of a guy who becomes the Joker, but it's done much better than just the oversimplification of saying a guy who becomes Joker. Like, sort of, that was what a lot of people were expecting it to sort of be the downfall of the movie, but I think they did it really well.
So he's less of a jester and more of a serial killer in sort of an
kind of.
Yeah, in a way, yeah.
He's mentally ill.
So he's
Like,
more,
he's
in a
not
way,
just-
human.
Yeah,
they
like,
humanize
rather
him.
than in, I suppose a good way, I don't know if it's a good way, but a way to say it would be in like comics and like The Dark Knight and stuff. The Joker is crazy, but in this, he's mentally ill.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The distinction.
That's a good, good description of it.
I mean, I don't know. I'm not going to get into fucking mental illness and all this sort of bullshit. But yeah.
Well, I don't want to. I'm not trying to compare crazy to mentally ill.
Yeah,
but,
I know what you mean. Like,
as in the previous one, he's just like criminally insane rather than like a messed up mentally dude.
Yeah. Does he have like a tragic backstory that gives you a hint of why?
Yeah,
it does.
Yeah.
All right.
I didn't want to say yes or no in case it spoiled it if he did ask.
I mean,
so-
he's gonna.
so
we felt
obvious.
bad for him, so he's obviously gonna have one.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll cover that more fully in another time, in another life.
Yeah.
In another time where it's all of us.
Kyle, you had a review of it?
Yes, on my main channel, or on my separate YouTube channel, youtube.com/Kyle Evans is the URL. I did a spoiler-free review of the Joker, which I posted last night. Sort of, there were some moments where I feel went too deep into it, so I cut those out of the final review. So I think what I've got in the final review, you can, like, this is just me talking to Benson and sort of the audience, anyone listening, you can watch it without watching the movie, without sort of me going in too deep for the movie and sort of ruining for you. So I feel like it's sort of, with the review itself, it's very much sort of pointing out what I like about it, but not sort of saying this specific scene was really good and sort of like kind of ruining the scene. Because I only watched the first trailer for Joker, and I think that that's what everyone should sort of do. I don't think sort of watching all of the trailers is sort of a good idea, because then you kind of see too much of the movie. So that's just sort of a general thing. But I only saw trailer 1 of Joker, and that was sort of like the perfect experience to see it.
Yeah, I didn't watch any of the trailers. I just wasn't interested really. But then when the film came out, I thought, why not?
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. So
that'll be linked as well.
Yes. And also on my main channel, I did. I mentioned last week I did an interview with the metal band Brighter Than 1,000 Suns, and I said that would be uploaded in the next couple of days. And yeah, as of this episode, it has been uploaded. So also check that out. I'm really, really proud of how it turned out.
Cool.
Was it a couple of days there, Kyle?
I don't know.
I think it came out 2 days ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it was more than a couple.
I'm sorry.
Wow, exposed.
You're gonna have to delete it.
I am subscribed to your greatness. That is your channel.
Sweet, thank you.
So I see every video, basically.
Cool.
I see them in my dreams.
Yeah. When I close my eyes, that's all I see is Kyle's beautiful channel.
Just on repeat. All right. I reckon that'll probably do.
Alrighty then.
Covered a couple of heavy topics, especially at the very start of the.
Yeah, I love that.
This is a rough start.
Anti-China sort of way we went, I guess. And I'm hoping we do not get assassinated by Chinese
We're not
spies.
anti-China. It's personal. Well, we're not going to say one way or the other. It's just like a ninja, all right? We don't want to piss them off.
Yeah, we don't want to die.
Yes.
Yeah. I only said cunt 2 or 3 times this episode, so that's an improvement.
Nice.
But that makes
Is it-
4.
I mean, the more the merrier.
All right, have a good one.
See you later.
See ya.
Hi.